Okay, I've tried to pick a lovely spot and so that you can still hear me and be able to see me. I'm just going to do the warm-up, like the mobilisation, just from this sitting position. So hopefully you'll still be able to hear what I'm saying, maybe just hear a little bit of music with this gorgeous view behind. Okay, so just a little bit of the head and shoulders, just a little nod up and down. Then roll the shoulders back. And then forwards. So I'm sat at the top of a bank now. Okay, then just bring the hands in and we'll just go for a little roll. So just sort of a swimming movement. And back. Squeezing the shoulder blades in. Okay, hold it here. Just take a little rotation round. Easier to do when you're in this seated position because it stabilizes the lower half. And back to the center, open out. And again, keep the shoulders low, a rotation round. And back. And the other way. And back. Okay, bring the arms down. We'll shrug the shoulders up and drop. And again, a shrug and drop. And once more, shrug up and drop. Okay, just rock over to one side. And then this arm we're taking over the top, just into that little side bend. And release down. Take the feet out in front. And we'll just go for a rotation through the ankle, back the other way. And then switch. So just a little bit through the ankle, back the other way. And then take the feet across to the other side, going into that side bend. I'm on a little bit of a slope here. This one's a little bit harder this way. Okay, and release. Now we just bring yourself into a cross-legged position, just a little bit of a light pressure, just a little bit of opening out through the hips, just this little light pressure, and back up, and again. Okay, coming into seated, so just lifting up, and a little hip circle, back the other way. So not too big, just a little bit of movement there through the hip joint. And switch. Back the other way. And hold it there. Let's just give the wrists a little bit of a rotation. Back the other way. Okay, so we'll come up onto knees. And we're just going into a squeeze across the upper back. So just draw the shoulders in and down. Draw. Okay, so keeping the tummy pulled in, just that squeeze across the upper back. And hold it there. Now we're going to go all the way out onto our fronts. So I'm just going to move this slightly. Come all the way, onto your tummies. Now, I just got a hiccup with my music. No, that's okay. Right, so we're going all the way down onto your tummy and bringing the hands in underneath. And then we'll go into single leg lifts. So, drawing the belly button away from the floor, just these small lifts, keeping the hips nice and stable. Head is just rested down. And hold it there. Bring the hands in underneath and come up onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to have to turn slightly so you can see a bit more of me. So just into a cat stretch, hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, drop the chin down and then push up through the spine, pulling the belly button under and release. We're going to come back down onto our fronts, bring the arms down alongside the body, rest the head down, squeeze in under the belly button, and here we go. We're lifting up, pushing the shoulder blades towards each other and back down. So 5 of these, squeeze across the upper back and back down. Lower body stays nice and still. This is 3 and down. 4 and down. And 1 more. Excellent. Come down. Bring the hands round into your U-shaped position. So out to the side, elbows in line with the shoulders. And here we're coming up. Lower body stays nice and relaxed. And here we're coming up alternate sides. So you're getting a little twist or rotation in the spine, back down, and then the other way. And the lower body stays nice and still. And again, so twice more to each side. Keep the legs nice and still as you lift. And once more to each side. There's loads of ants here. Ah! Okay, now draw the hands in underneath. Come up onto your hands and knees. Back into this box position. So from our box position, we're going to use left leg and right arm. We're going to stay with the left leg and right arm and do a series of exercises just on that one side. Okay, so we're going out initially into a lift and lower. So 1. We're going for 5 of each. So 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now hold it here. We're going to go out on a diagonal. So 5 of these. 2. You can just see my toe peeping out as the leg goes out to the side. 3, 4 and 5. Now we're not finished yet. Bring the hand and knee in, bend at the elbow and the knee, flat foot, and we come in, knee to elbow. 5 of these. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, bringing that hand and knee back in, just a little rest, back into rest position, stretch the fingertips forwards. Okay, come back up and we'll switch sides. So we're going now with right leg and left arm. 5 of these. 2, 3. I wonder if you can hear the water. 4 and 5. Now out on that diagonal. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5. Then we straighten up, bend at the joints, and then come in. 5 ab crunches. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Ooh. Okay, bring the hands and knee back in. Drop back into rest. Spread the fingertips out. stretch through the arms. So just pressing down into the heel of the hand. Okay, bring the hands back in, up into seated. We're going to come over onto our bottoms into a seated 100. So the feet are down, take the arms out to the side, and we just want to get that little engagement in the center. So if you tip back off of the sit bones, you just get to the point where you can feel the abdominals kick in and they're holding you in this position. So they're holding you at this angle. Keep the toes down and we'll start to pump the arms. So ideally we want to do 5 little pulses to each breath in and each breath out. I don't really need to be any warmer, but it's really good just to get the circulation going, give you a little bit of a kick start. So lift the chin, lengthen the neck, keep that going. If you want to, you can lift the feet up, go a little bit harder. And hold it there. Just going to come forward. And we're going to lengthen out into a full body stretch. So lengthen away, all the way back. Then bring the arms all the way forward. So we're going to come into our supine position. So we want to be feet flat on the floor, pelvis tilted into neutral. Relax the shoulders. Now we're going to take the hands down behind the back of the head and then gently lift the head and shoulders, keeping this position in the center the same. So try not to sort of tilt back or push the tummy outwards when you lift. So pulling the belly button in, coming up into that lifted position. Great. Now we're going to do slow knee lift. So we're just coming up, keeping this position, so squeezing in with the abdominals and pelvic floor, looking up at the ceiling or the sky, and then down, down. So it's just nice and controlled, maintaining neutral, not getting this tilt of the pelvis when you lift. So one leg up, then the other leg comes up, pelvis stays nice and stable. Take the first foot down and the second foot down. Do it with the other leg leading, so left leg up first, squeeze in with the belly button. And down, down. Okay, now the next time you come up, we're going to hold it there in that lifted position. If you prefer to be a bit more supported, just do it with one leg up. And then we're going to let the arms lengthen away behind. And that should feel quite tough if you've got both legs lifted. Just keep the breath coming in. Okay, bring the hands back behind the back of the head. Take the feet down. Lower the head and shoulders. And stretch out into a full body stretch. So we're just going to tip over onto our side. So I'm hoping that you can have to do another little alteration here without falling down the bank. Okay, so we're going into side lying. Now I'm going to go here. I've got my, maybe I do need to come that way a little bit so that you can see a bit more of me. Okay, so here I've got my head, hand just propped around my head. Raise the upper leg, bring the lower leg up to join it, coming into that balanced position on your side. And then we'll go into our single leg lifts. Keep the rib cage drawn away from the floor. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the feet back in, lower down to the floor, and we'll bring the knees into the bent position. Now from here we're going to go into a kick with the top leg. So straighten out the top leg, we come forwards, kick, kick, and swing back in. 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back in. Now I'm going to move into the upper body. Keep the lower body just in exactly the same position. Bring the arm round to the side so the hands are matched together. And then we open out through this top arm. So you can see my bottom half. So just going to open out. And then closing back up. And we're just going for 4 of these. Let the head roll with you. 2. And close back up. 3, knees are pressed together. And close. 1 more. And back. Excellent. Now we're going to come up onto our side. We're going to stay with the legs in the bent position, so we still want to keep the support, keep the rib cage nice and high. I'm going to move into a side lift. So I'm going to work with the knees together, both down on the floor. If you want to go into side plank, which makes it much harder, then feel free to do that. Okay, so rib cage nice and high, hips come up, lift up. So here we go, 2. So most of these exercises we're repeating for 5. This is 3. 4. And 5. Okay, so I'm going to swing the legs forwards, just coming up into a sitting position. And then we're going to go into a little balance. So I'm going to bring the knees in. I'll go sideways on. So bring the knees in. So my feet are just touching down at the moment. A tilt back into off of the sit bones, and then we'll go into balance. So bringing the toes up, taking the arms out to the side, and then if you can, up into your balance. I'll hold it there for a few breaths. Now the toes are coming back down. Bring the hands back in and come forwards. Okay, so now we're going to flip over onto the other side. So I'm going to move myself round and come over into this side lying position here. So maybe you'll see a little bit more this time. So into balance, raise the upper leg, bring the lower leg up to join it. Use the hand in front if you want to. So I've got my head rested down on the upper part of my arm, and I'm going into my lift and lower. So again, we're going for 5 here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it down. Take the feet to the floor, and we're going into this side kick. So the top leg straightens out, bottom leg is just bent, pushing into the mat, and we're going forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring that back in. Knees stay together. Slide the arm down to the side, and we're going into our open and close through the upper body. So arm opens out, let the head roll across, and closing up again. So 4 of these. Excellent. Last one. Okay. Coming up onto the elbow into our side lift. So rib cage nice and high, remember. Hold it there. Elbow underneath the shoulder and into your lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Okay. I'm just going to bring myself back up into seated, just so I get a better position to see you. So from here, we're going to go down back into our normal supine position. So down to the floor. Take both arms up towards the ceiling. Let the shoulders drop. And then we're working with the right leg. As the arms go back, the leg extends away and comes back to the centre. So here's where we're concentrating on the rib cage, staying nice and still. Keep that movement to a minimum. If you want to work with both legs up, that's fine, a little bit harder. So, 1. Breathe out as you lengthen. 3. 4. And 5. Switching over to the other leg. So again, you've got the opportunity to take the right leg down, bring the left leg up, or happy to work with both. 5 again. Lengthen. 4 and 5. Okay, take the feet down, lengthen the arms away, stretch out into a full body stretch. Now we'll take the arms all the way forwards, bringing the heels back in so they're in line with the bottom, and we'll come up into shoulder bridge. So just a little tilt first of all, just tipping backwards and forwards. Just getting that nice tilt through, in and out of neutral. So pushing the lower back down and creating your gap. Excellent. Next time, lift up into bridge. So tilt back, push down through the heels, coming all the way up. Hold it there. So we want this nice diagonal line from the knees to the shoulders. And print back in. Slowly, slowly. And go again. This time, bring the arms up with you. And bring them down as you print the spine back in. And again, lifting up. Keep the legs in line. All the way down. Back into neutral. Just one more. So lift. And down. Okay, we're going to bring the knees in and then roll up into seated. So we're going to pop up into this seated position, but we want to get a little bit more of the roll back. So if you're happy to go all the way down, lengthen out and come back up, you can do that. If not, we'll just go for a half roll back to the point that you feel comfortable enough to come back up. So you can do a series of half rolls or full roll back and roll back up. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down. So I'm going to tilt back through the pelvis, lengthening away. I'm going to let the legs lengthen out, arms lengthen out. Then I'm coming all the way back up. So the arms are lifting, the head and shoulders come away from the floor and bringing the knees in as I come back up. And we go again, all the way down, or halfway if that suits you better. Take a breath. And then breathing out as you come up, head, shoulders, bringing the knees in. We'll just do one more, all the way down. And all the way up. Now once you come up into the upright position, this time we're going to just do a little bit on the obliques. So we want to stay with the feet down, this way on, the feet down, arms are up in front. So we take a little tilt back, reach round behind. So you just feel that down the outside of the rib cage, back up to the centre. And the other side. Reach and in. Now we're going to add in a lift in the middle. So out to one side, a lift, out to the other side. Lift, out to the side, and lift, out to the side, and lift. One more to each side. Roll back, lift, roll back, and lift. Okay, so from here we're going to take the right knee in, and then I'm going to allow myself to roll back and go into my first single leg stretch. So tapping the knee as it comes in, let the head rest down. If you want to progress, roll the head and shoulders away from the floor and add in a reach with the arms. Keep the breath coming in. Nice long movements. And hold it there. Bring the knees in. And then lengthen out. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. So you're in a T shape. Bring the heels in. And just a nice gentle knee roll from side to side. Keep the shoulders down. Head goes one way and knees go the other. And hold it here. Now stay with the arms out. Right foot onto the left knee and lift up. So just into that little glute stretch here. And release. We'll switch over. Same thing, lift up, just pushing that knee in towards the chest. And release. Now bring the knees in, tuck them in towards you, and just go for this little circular roll. Back the other way. Keep the knees tucked in, we'll roll ourselves up into seated. And then we're going to come over just onto our fronts, just to sneak in one little plank. Okay, so not even going to time it. We're going to tuck the toes under. I'm resting on the elbows, but if you prefer to come up onto your hands and do extended arm, then go up into all fours, take a little breath and lift up. Here we are. Pushing back. Oh, something just flew past the camera. Okay. So nice, easy breathing. Listen to these beautiful waves. I've got to paddle my way back round to the campsite after I've done this. And I saw a couple of water snakes on my way, so hope I don't drop my bag. Okay. And release down. Okay, a little push back into rest. Come forwards onto your tummy. Bring the hands in underneath. Into an abdominal stretch. Oh, lovely. Relax the back, stretch the front, and back down. Hands underneath. Come back onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Up into downward dog. Little stretch through the back of the legs. And now I'm going to walk my hands into my feet into my hands. So I'm going to stay crouched because I know if I stand up, I'll cut my head off. So I'm going to come back down onto my knees. Big breath here. And thank you very much.